Good afternoon. My name's Johnny Vanderbilt. Had nothing to do with athletics. I know how to play basketball, and I know how to watch basketball. But in the early 1970s, Bill Trumbo and his family came to my church, and I fell in love. So for many years, our families had many meals together. And then one day, on a Saturday afternoon, Trumbo calls me. He says, Johnny, I need your help. I need you to take your truck and go with me to pick up a rabbit hutch. You remember this? I don't know whether it was for my boys or for his girl. So I took my truck, went down this hill off Sonoma Highway, and we picked up this rabbit hutch. And we started back up the hill, and the road was muddy, and we got stuck. So he goes to the owner of the house there and he calls for a tow truck. This tow truck comes, hooks up my truck, and starts up the hill. The tow truck got stuck. So the guy in the tow truck calls for another tow truck. And he finally got us out of there. And we took the rabbit hutch, and the girls got rabbits. I have never met a finer man than Bill Trumbo. His family and my family became best friends. And to this day, both of those girls are like my girls. I love them with all my heart. And I would do anything that they needed me to do. And it's because of Bill Trumbo coming to my church and being my Sunday school teacher and being my best friend for many years. He's changed my life, and I'm sure he's changed every one of yours too. Go for it, Frank.
Well, if folks know me, they know I don't need a mic. I was probably the dumbest player that ever played for Bill because I went through 4 years of the running program. And we had a couple of people that volunteered, made 3, but they never made 4. But I was, I don't know what they did at Sonoma State, but I know what we did at Santa Rosa in the running program that it's a rite of passage that I share with the men and the athletes in this room that never leave us. And we know we can do that and go through any barrier just because we made it through that. Bill never had to cut anybody at JC. This is what he didn't. He couldn't do that at Idaho. He learned a different way because everyone was, was pampered. But at JC ball, 70 people would come out, but after the 3 days, we were down to just a handful of folks. Anyway, one other thing was we had this 2-rock experience, and Bill would have what he called the talent show. If you all remember the talent show that we'd have to do, the freshmen would have to do it. So, unfortunately, when I did it, right, Matt, when I did it, I bought my trumpet, right? And I played the striptease, and I think Jamie Murrow and someone else stripped, and we won it, actually, we won the whole thing with it. But in light of that, Bill had asked me to play something for him. I didn't expect it to be in such lovely group, but I feel the energy, so hopefully I'll be inspired. For the guy hasn't played in a while, but to lay something out. So and just one thing, one thing about Bill, we've all said it, we've all seen it, is we have those people that come into our lives that, as one of my favorite people, Mr. Rogers, would say, he says, remember those people that loved you into loving, that talked you into talking, that carried you into caring, that took the time to believe in you. And those people, fortunately we can count on one hand, but Bill was the champion of that, and I saw him do it. I tell my wife, it's like, we meet people like this just to kind of witness their life and what they've done, and it's just an amazing life. And I feel bad for Tracy and Marcy because we took Bill away from them, and for Evie, and so anyway, we literally took that away from you guys, but we got to babysit, so I made up a little bit. But anyway, Bill loved this story about a gentleman about 150 years ago in the South that had lost his family and been uprooted from where he had lived and brought to work in the South, and just had no hope, in the life that he was living, and uprooted. And he said the most loveliest words came to him, and the most loveliest hymn came to him, and he sat right down and he sang it out. And Bill, when he was talking to my son, who he got baptized in Hilo because of Coach, he said, "Hey, when it comes to religion, what's the worst that can happen? So you live your life this way, under the principles of Christianity or whatever you want to believe in. But if you live like that way, what's the worst that can happen?" And so in that spirit of that, I'm going to play something for Bill for you guys, and if you plug your ears, it's totally okay. Much of a warm-up, but just warm up back here as I go. All right, this is for Coach.
And being here with us this afternoon. Bill was a father and a good friend to all of us here. He expected us to recognize the value of an education. He taught us to love unconditionally and respect each other. And he expected us all to work together as a team. I know he'd be honored that we're all here celebrating him. But I also think and he is here, he's here in this room, he's always here in our hearts. But I think he still has a challenge for us. My dad had this amazing ability to see the potential and what each of us could become. And he pushed us hard, but he knew the person we could become. And so I just think he would challenge us to take that same love and that same encouragement and share it with our friends, with our family, and with those people that God specifically has a purpose and puts in our lives. And you know, Dad never hesitated, no matter how difficult or how troubling or what types of issues any of us had, he never hesitated to come up alongside us and walk beside us through whatever that journey is. And I just encourage each of you as we go out today to remember that that's how Bill's story and his love is going to continue to live on. Thank you.